The second missing children's incident, nicknamed the Dead Children's Incident, or DCI by fans, is a killing spree committed by William Afton, presumably 1 week prior to the events of FNaF 2. This event is shrouded in mystery, with some questioning if it even happened at all, or if the victims of this event went on to possess any of the toy animatronics, except Mangle, who already seems possessed by the time they die. What suit did William use? It was a Golden Freddy, by the way, because we can see it on the photos on the wall, and also Spring Bonnie should have been in the safe room, but whatever. But something interesting I don't really see talked about is why were these murders even committed? Because if you think about it, these kills are really kind of strange for William. Every other time William has killed someone, he has done it in like the shadows, right? For Charlie's murder, he killed her in an alley at night. In the MCI, he lured them into an off-camera safe room and killed them there. But for these murders, while they are at night, the bodies are all spread out around the building, which doesn't really fit William's MO. So basically, like, you know, it's very different than his usual killings. But I'm not here to break down the events of the DCI. This is not a documentary. The question I'm asking is, well, that sentence should not be there. Basically, why? Why did William kill these kids? Why did he kill them so sloppily? I think this is an interesting question, because this really is the only action of William's where we don't really have a clear motive. Well, I guess none of them are clear. For Charlie's murder, it's because of jealousy for Henry, like in the novels, and, you know, or revenge for the bite victim if you want to go down that route. For the MCI, we can assume he was experimenting with life after death, after noticing Charlie possessing the puppet, and maybe some of that, you know, Silver Eyes wanting his own perfect family shit, whatever. For the kidnapping of Rory, we know he wanted to experiment with the fear response in children. For the creation of the Fun Times, it was once again experiments. But for the DCI, because it's never brought up again, and also never adapted as far as I know, we really don't know why he killed them, which in a way makes these murders some of the most terrifying out of his, you know, acts. Well, obviously all of them are fucking terrible, but you know what I mean. So I'm trying to make it less scary, because I know you guys, most of you are like, what, 7 years old? So just trying to help you out. I have 2 ideas I want to share today, and you know, they aren't just the basic like experimenting. I mean, I guess it could be that, but let's just say it's not. Just for fun, just for me, okay? I guess there's gonna be like a mini theory at the end too. Not really any evidence. It's more like a hypothesis. That was not a word. It's more like a hypothesis. Okay, let's just start with my first idea. A thrill kill is exactly as it sounds like. It's a premeditated or random murder that is done, you know, just for the heck of it. There isn't really much evidence for this, I think, except for how the bodies were over the place, and overall the scene is really sloppy, you know, there's blood all over the place. Now, that doesn't mean William didn't plan it out. Like I said earlier, thrill killers can plan out their killings, but judging from how it differs from William's other killings, I could definitely see William becoming sloppy if he just randomly killed these guys. Even though these murders would have to be somewhat planned out, I think, unless these kids broke into Freddy's and William just took the opportunity to kill them. The reason I believe them to be planned out is because of the fact that the kids were probably there at night. I mean, we don't know for sure what even happened. Like I said, this has never been touched upon again. What I imagine is that, you know, William just told the kids to come to Freddy's like in a Golden Freddy suit. But, you know, that's just like speculation. So we do know William does enjoy killing. Not only can he be seen while killing, which is the only time we've seen him smile in the games. In the books, I think he like smiles at like a joke or something. But also, in Fazbear Fright, he is described as having a never-ending need to inflict pain. This could also explain why these victims were never brought up again, as, you know, he wouldn't care about them as much as he seems to care about the MCI if that Silver Eyes family stuff carries over to the games, which I think it might. I mean, I would hope it does. I don't see why it wouldn't. So if he just killed the DCI, you know, for fun, and he didn't see them as part of his little family, then it makes sense they wouldn't do anything with them again. However, I do think that this would be, you know, maybe out of character for William to just kill them without a purpose, as everything else he does seems to have some reason behind it. And also these kills actually go against him, as he has to quit and go on the run from the police. Well, his alias did anyway. And even though, like I said, William did enjoy killing, he's still a smart guy, you know, and I doubt he would kill just for fun like this. If he did kill just for fun like this, you know, he'd probably be more quiet about it, unless maybe these murders were more planned out than I thought. In fact, maybe William wanted these bodies to be found. And this leads me into my next idea. Alright, so this one does depend on one thing, that being William was accused of being the killer of the original missing children's incident, like in the novels, which is possible, as in the first game, it was said a suspect was charged. However, it also says the suspect was convicted, and, you know, convicted actually means like he went to jail. So it's possible that this wasn't William, perhaps it was Henry instead, and he was convicted. However, in the books, William is let go because of lack of evidence, and the kills in the books are basically the same as in the games, and that is likely what happened in the games as well, to whoever got arrested. But I would say it makes sense for William to be the suspect, because in the novels, I think the whole police department basically knew he did it. Anyway, in the books, William leaves town and returns under an alias after changing his appearance enough so he isn't recognizable. I think this might be similar to what happens in the games as well, And in the games, I think, unlike in the novels, he wants to clear his name. So basically what I'm thinking is like William's thought process here, right? If he moved away, but then another 5 kids died, then obviously he couldn't have killed them because look, he's in fucking Texas, whatever. At least I think that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't. Anyway, since his name is basically cleared because he wasn't in town, he can come back, move back. And this would also explain why, the bodies were out in the open or spread out, because William wanted them to be found, which would actually probably not help him because, these kills are completely different from the last ones, but it could still work. But why would he do this? He didn't care about getting his name cleared in the novels. Well, I think it could just be, for circus babies or just business in general. Then no one's gonna do business with someone who's a suspected child murderer and everyone thinks is a child murderer. I think Elizabeth dies after 2, although Into the Pit seems to be implying that she actually does die before or after the MCI, so, I could be wrong about that. Doesn't really matter because it could still be the bunker, right? Or just basic business in general, or he just wanted to move back. That's where all his stuff was, right? That's where like his experiment bunker was. It was in Hurricane, so that's why he would want to come back. And this would again explain how the DCI are never touched upon again if the whole family thing with the MCI is true. Unlike the MCI, these kids are just like a means to an end. I do like this explanation better because it fits William's character more. Technically, these could still be thrill kills under any interpretation. I don't even know why I did that as a separate section. Now, honestly, I don't know if these two are right. They probably aren't, and he did just kill the DCI for experimenting purposes. I don't know. I just wanted to throw out, some other explanation. Now for the mini theory revolving everyone's favorite kid, Andrew. Well, not really a theory. I'm not even sure there's really evidence for this. It's more of a headcanon. Basically, it's that Andrew was a DCI victim. So there's probably like 6 victims in the DCI because there's blood spatter under a table where a body might be hidden. It could be 5, but we're gonna just say it's 6 for this. However, as seen in the minigames, Mangle's already possessed somehow, so there are only 5 animatronics that the DCI could possess. Toy Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, BB, and JJ. But if there's 6 victims, then that would mean one of them wouldn't have an animatronic to latch onto, so maybe they would latch onto William like Andrew did in Fazbear Fright. And if none of the DCI possess anything, this could still work. The problem with this though is the fact that in UCN, the Toy Chic of the high school years, yeah, this is real. There's 6 victims, and 1 is already dead, so that's a total of 7. So the first one's already dead, that would probably be Charlie, and the MCI has always been 5, so that 6th one is probably Andrew. Unless for some reason it jumps from the MCI to the first victim of the DCI, which would be Andrew in this case. That doesn't really make sense at all, but I just wanted to throw it out there, just for fun, and so I could get the Andrew in the thumbnail, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this video was mid. I won't lie, it's because I really thought this video would be longer, but it turns out this subject was not as in-depth as I thought. Anyway, my next video will be better because it's gonna be more like actual discussion based. That's gonna be like, well, I was gonna do Follow Me 2015 first, but if I get everything I want done in that video could be like over half an hour. So I'm gonna do this next video. It's gonna be like the experimenting, like who went through the FNaF 4 experiments, right? I'm not talking about the main game. Obviously, we know Mike is the main game, right? But who went through it? Obviously, we know Rory did, but did Mike and the bite victim also go through the experiments? That's what I'm going to focus on in my next video. But yeah, I still think this video should be good. Shorter video. Just wanted to, just get this out there. Let me know what you think William's movements were for the DCI, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.